Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Peace. Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Those acoustics in the bathroom. Available. That's not what I say. I'm YouTube famous now. Available summer 2024, the album, Dad. If that's not what I say, hey you guys, it's Peter, I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Peace! Peekaboo, I see you because I just wanted to sing it again. I'm YouTube famous now. Available summer 2024, the summer album, Dad, Shimmy Shimmy AF. Whatever you want, anything you want done, baby. Rock on, goldust woman. Peace. How are you guys doing today? Listen, Linda, it is very, very early, okay? It is currently, let's see, 8:26 a.m. I know you guys are like, what is Peter doing this early? Listen, I do not know. I just made my morning cup of coffee. Cheers. And I am going on Cousin Fun Day today with my cousin Caroline at 12:30. And I went to bed very, very early last night. Very, very early. My husband and I watched the second part of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion. People always ask me, they're like, Peter, why do you talk so much about reality TV on this channel? Let me fix my morning hair. Why do you talk so much about reality TV on this channel when you have a reality TV channel? Because I want to. It's really no deeper than that. Because I just love talking about reality TV. I love talking about TV, period. So anyway, that's just the real deal, right? So anyway, I went to bed last night after we watched The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So I think we finished that. I don't know. It was early. So anyway, so I went to bed and I was like, I'm just going to lay down for like an hour and a half and then I'm going to get up and binge watch like 8 or 9 episodes of Vanderpump Rules because I wanted to finish season 5. Okay, well, I had less episodes to watch than I thought. So anyway, I woke up. I slept a long time. I slept like 6 hours. And maybe longer than that. I don't know. And I got up in the middle of the night. I was like, ooh, a little Boo Radley wanted to go outside. So I took little Boo Radley out in the cold and in the snow last night. And then I got him a little treat and got him settled back into bed. And then I was wide awake. It was like I had slept through an entire, like, whole night's sleep, right? So I sat down and I watched Vanderpump Rules. I finished season 5. And, yeah, so I was very, very happy about that. And then Alex was getting ready to go to work. And I was like, I might as well just stay up. I might as well just stay up and film my videos now before I go on Cousin Fun Day. I've got 4 hours before she gets here. Film some videos now, and then when I come home, I can just go back to bed for, you know, a long nap, and then get up and watch even more Vanderpump Rules. I also have Below Deck Mediterranean from last night to watch. I also have 1,000 Pound Sisters to catch up on as well, this week's episode. I did finish Dragula last night. I was kind of surprised, actually, about, I mean, any of the 4 final contestants, I would have been happy with whoever won. But I have to say, based on their final evaluations, I was kind of surprised who won. So anyway, but I'm still happy about it anyway. I love Dragula. So anyway, so I was like going to do an updated morning routine because on my Peter Does Stuff channel, I've done like a morning routine. People have asked me to do a nighttime routine, which I could do a nighttime routine when, like during the day, when my husband is not here, but when he's asleep in bed, to do a nighttime routine, to sit in here shouting and screaming is probably not conducive to a sleep. So I was like, okay, I'll have to do that throughout the day. So I was gonna, on my Peter Does Stuff channel, I was going to do a get ready with me morning routine for Cousin Fun Day. Now I'm gonna do this whole routine, then I'm gonna get in the shower. So it's gonna like, I'm gonna do the routine. Well, I'm gonna do like a shortened version of the routine later. I'll actually show you my shortened version of it. So anyway, but this is kind of the routine that I do. I would say I do like a condensed version of this every morning, and then every other morning I go in and I trim my beard and I shave and things like that. So I'm going to give you the whole version. This is like a get ready with me. I feel like a beauty influencer. I feel like an OG beauty guru today. And we're going to talk about Trisha Paytas coming out in her podcast. And she addressed Colleen Ballinger coming out and saying some things in her vlog. So, hold on just a second. The podcast episode is called Colleen Ballinger is Lying to You and Trisha Sues Snapchat. The part where she talks about Colleen Ballinger is at about, I would say, the hour mark, a little bit after the hour mark. Actually, somebody tagged me on this on Twitter. This is how I found out about it because I don't keep up with Trisha's podcast. Somebody tagged me on this. Here it is. It was actually a tweet between Paige Christie and this person. And Paige said something about video tonight. It's an hour long because Paige was filming a long video. And then, and I actually, Paige just left me a very, very long audio message because she put out a kind of an ambiguous tweet about a video she's making. So I was like, girl, I have to know what you're talking about. She left me a very long audio message filling me a very end. I felt like I got my own private Paige Christie video this morning. So I was like, okay, if I message her back, then it's going to go back and forth. So I'm going to make the video and then get back to Paige in just a second. So anyway, so this person on here, I don't know if they want to get shouted out or not, but they said, yes, please. I'm waiting for the long one. I hope Peter Monn does on Trisha's new stuff. I know he doesn't want to be tagged in the random stuff, but she spilled it regarding Colleen, Adam, her porn parties, etc., and apparently spilled on the Call Me Daddy podcast that came out today. And then this person said, oh, and the Just Trish, it starts around the 38 to 40 minute mark. And her co-host, Oscar, pop off, girl, the kettle is boiling over. Okay, so thank you for tagging me in this. The stuff that I don't like to be tagged in are by the people that really do not like Trisha Paytas. And listen, I don't want to be tagged in any accounts where your entire account is dedicated to spreading awareness, or it's all about one person. Like, I don't want to be tagged in any of that kind of stuff. I've made it very, very clear. If that's what you want to do, that's what you find enjoyment in, that's what your goal is in life, I guess you need to do that. I just don't want to be tagged in it, okay? And I don't hate you, I don't dislike you. That's not what my channel is about. My channel is about bringing information and sharing my opinion about that. If you tag me in it, and this is not it, okay? Like, when somebody tags, and this person also has followed me for a long time because I know their name, but when you tag me in stuff that's like informative of like new stuff that comes out about videos and stuff like that, like, I appreciate that. You know, when people send me DMs or tag me in that kind of stuff. The stuff I don't want to be tagged in is like the repetitive over and over and over stuff from accounts that like really do not like, and it's not just about Trisha Paytas, it's about anybody, okay? It's about anybody that I cover, whether that's Shane or Colleen or, you know, Trisha or James Charles or any of the people that I cover. I don't want to get tagged over and over and over and over and over again. So when I open my notifications, it's literally just flooded with all that kind of stuff. That's what I've asked. No disrespect to anybody out there that has those accounts, but you do you, okay? But that's just what I'm asking. The other stuff, I don't mind being tagged in, okay? That being said, I want to make this very clear before I get in this video because I know that it will be inundated with comments of people saying, yes, but Trisha did this, yes, but Trisha did that in her past, yes, okay. That's an entirely different video. I've done many of those videos talking about Trisha's past and problems and drama that Trisha's got herself into. The video today is going to be a get ready with me. I'm trying to kind of move my stuff around here because I've had some stuff on my counter for a while that I actually haven't used, like this Trader Joe's Hot Cocoa Whip Body Scrub. Haven't used that. I've used this Bath & Body Works Pumpkin Latte Lotion like one time. So I think we can put those away for Christmas time. And also, this Bath & Body Works Tree Farm Candle. I think I burned it one time in here. I like to have a candle burning while I'm getting ready in the morning. So, before we get into that, I just want to say, this video is not about comparing the atrocities of Trisha Paytas to comparing the atrocities of anybody else, okay? This is me talking about what Trisha Paytas had to say in this podcast about Colleen Ballinger. That is another video for another time, okay? I just want to make that very, very clear because people are going to be like, yes, but Trisha, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is just Trisha's opinion and her co-host Oscar's opinion on what she had to say about Colleen Ballinger. I don't understand why Oscar doesn't like me. I have to say, like, I don't watch Trisha's podcast that often, but, like, I I've said for years that Trisha Paytas is a very polarizing figure on YouTube, which is interesting because one of the comments that I get quite often is that I am very polarizing on YouTube. And I was watching this podcast, and a lot of what Oscar said with, I 100% agreed with, right? And I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, I like him, but some things bother me about him, but he's very polarizing. And I'm like, do I like take issue with Oscar because I feel like I'm looking in a mirror? Is that part of what it is? I don't know. But Oscar, honestly, you know, I've said some things in my past. I fully apologize to you. It was meant to be joking. I feel like I just watched the Vanderpump Rules reunion. I feel like I'm like Katie apologizing to Ariana, and I'm just like, okay, but I feel it, no, in my heart. Like, I said some things about Oscar in the past, and, I mean, they weren't horrible things. They were true statements, but I just want to say, no, in all honesty, like, I apologize for those things. And the more I watch Oscar, the more I think he's actually a perfect co-host for Trisha Paytas. And also, the more I really like his insight. There's a few things that I question about him, but even the people that I love the most on YouTube, there are things I question about them. So that's not any hate or anything like that. I just want to say that. I will say that I think Trisha and Moses might be watching my videos that I talk about Colleen Ballinger, because several things that she said and that Moses also referenced were things that I know that I have only said in my videos. I don't watch Spill Sessions videos anymore, so I don't know if she has said those things, because I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that like the rest of us drama channels, we make the videos and like 2 to 3 days later, that video comes out on her channel. I don't know if that's true, I'm just saying, right? So, like, she's watching somebody's videos, but some of the things that she said, which were kind of unique thoughts of my own, Trisha said in her podcast, some things that Trisha said and that Moses also said, I was like, those are almost like direct quotes of what I said in my video covering it just recently. So I'm like, y'all are either still watching my video. Thank you. So Trisha, if you're here, hey girl, how you doing? How you doing? Congratulations on your pregnancy, and I'm excited that you're having another girl. I still think that you should name her Elvis. I love that name. Okay, so I have a lot of notes about this, but we need to get into the get ready with me part. So the first part of this, I had to move this rack. This is like this rack that we keep down over there, but I had to move it for the camera. So the first thing that I usually do is I go in with this razor and I trim all around here. Should I just do a little bit of it today? Like, this is the thing that these videos are so hard over. I'm going to have to like stop the video or do some of these things. Well, maybe I should just show you what I do. And then I'll take a break for like 10 minutes at the end and I'll do it and I'll come back. Because like, listen, Linda, I already have an outfit and everything, okay? I have this vintage red with pearl button Western shirt that I'm going to wear today with some cute jeans and a pair of Golden Goose shoes, and then I have this hat right here. It looks perfect with this shirt. Let me just show you, okay? And yes, this is the hat that was in White Lotus. So I guess I am a little bit doing some cosplay like Trisha Paytas. But anyway, I'll just show you kind of what my routine is as we go. So the first thing I usually do is, ow, damn it, Janet, I knew better than to do that. So I trim my beard. This is a Braun razor, and it's waterproof, but I don't ever use it in the shower. But I do rinse it off when I'm done. And I use it on the second guard, and I just go all over here, blah, blah, blah. That's the first thing that I do. The next thing that I do is I trim, or I shave here, 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 and around here on my neck. I usually actually take my razor and I trim the line around my beard. So that's the next thing I do. And then after that, I shave around there, and I use a Harry's razor, and I use usually this Art of shaving cream. I also have this Barbasol that sometimes I use because it's sensitive depending on that. And also my new favorite is, you can see I've used about half this bottle, is this Lush Cooled Ice shaving cream. So that's like my favorite right now. This is my favorite. I think it was literally like $4.99 from Lush, and it's fantastic. It's like gray colored. I don't know if you can see it, but it's fantastic. So that's the first thing that I do. Okay, so let me just give you a real quick rundown on what I do. Then I wash my face. Well, actually, I use the Tatcha, the rice powder, the Tatcha. It's like an exfoliator. Then I usually use some kind of cleanser. So lately, where is it at? Lately, I have been using either the Alpen Beauty cleanser or I have been using, where's the other cleanser that I use? Oh, here it is. The Alpen Beauty, that cleanser. This is the Juneberry and Collagen Hydrating Cream Cleanser. Or I use the Alpen Beauty Creamy Bubbling Cleanser. I actually like this one a lot more than this one. So, that's the next thing that I do. Then after that, I spray on, we'll just spray some of this right now, the La Roche-Posay. I can never pronounce that. So I have to tell you what I learned. Here, we'll just do a little bit of this right now. What I just learned, I actually learned this from Dustin Daly. I had been doing my whole skincare routine, and then afterwards I would spray this on, and he told me this is more of a toner and that you're supposed to spray this on first. I was not aware of this, and he was actually the one that introduced me to this. I love this. I love these sprays. I have several of them. I have this one. I have the Tatcha Dewy Mist spray. I love the sprays. So what I do is spray that all over my face. I swear by this, okay? And then the next thing that I do while I'm getting ready to talk about Trisha Paytas for the day is that I put on a little eye cream. And this is the Alpen Beauty eye cream. Elle Leary Artistry. She's a fantastic YouTuber. She got me started on this. She sent some of this to me years ago. And I have stuck with it all this time. I'd like pat it and kind of like smooth it in. Then after that, I put on some kind of face moisturizer. Now, I have to tell you, I use a lot of like really like the range between cheap moisturizers, cleansers, all the way to expensive ones. I got this Hims face moisturizer, and I ended up also buying the shampoo and the conditioner, and I also bought this right here, which is this like under eye cream, wrinkle cream. Okay, I do not like the wrinkle cream. I don't love the face moisturizer. I love the shampoo and the conditioner. I probably will never be sponsored by them because I can't stand by their products, but I'm gonna use this until it's gone. No, it is not this color, it's white. Here, I'll show you because I'm gonna use it right now. So I just like, see, it's almost gone, so I've almost used all of it. Come on. I need a little bit, because if not, I'm going to have to reach for my Aveeno lotion. And yes, I do swear, we'll just put that on my hands. I do swear by the Aveeno lotion. I use it every day from head to toe. Well, not on my face anymore, because I've been trying to be good about this stuff. See, I got the Evian spray. It's not my favorite. Where is some face? I think this is cleanser. No. I don't know. I need a face. Oh my God, my husband has the disco lotion. I forgot. You guys, I was so disappointed about this. Do I have some in here? No, Biofreeze for my back. Okay. You're gonna have to travel with me for just a second. Okay, so I was so disappointed about this. This was one of my favorite facial lotions of life, okay? It says Disco brand. I just ran out of mine. My husband has an entire container, okay? So this is the next thing that I do, is I put about a dime size in my hand. I know people are probably like, Peter, that's not how you put face lotion on. Really? Well, that's how I put face lotion on. So anyway, do all that. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. I found out this got discontinued like a year ago. So I was really upset about that. So anyway, that's kind of what I do in the morning. Then I usually do some kind of like spray afterwards, which usually I do like Dewy Mist spray from Tatcha. I love this so much. Elle Leary got me started on this too. I also have the Tatcha face cleanser. I have a bunch of Tatcha products in here. Oh, I also usually use this thing right here. Y'all are getting the real deal today. I usually use this thing, but the thing is the last time that I did this in a video, people thought that I was bald, that I shaved my head, so I was like, I'm not doing that today. Oh, look, my hair looks kind of cute, a little bit. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, I forgot to light the candle. This is a sleepy candle from Lush. I've actually just like lit it like once or twice. Hold on a second, have some scissors, gotta do the wick trim real quick. So we're gonna actually burn this for a while this morning. Clean off the scissors. Okay. Light this candle so that while we're talking about Trisha Paytas, we have some peace in the world. And then cologne. What cologne do I want to use today? Should we use Bond, Chanel Blue, Creed Aventus, Cartier, Replica. Oh my god, this replica smells so good. This is in the fire by the fireplace. I mean, I love this so much. Got it at Sephora. Should I use the Joe Malone 154? Is that what it's called? 154. I love this so much. It's Joe Malone. Or let's use Pacific Chill Louis Vuitton. That's one of my new favorites. So, and you don't rub it in because that destroys the scent of the cologne. Okay, so now we're all ready to talk about Trisha Paytas. And I don't know what the hell I'm sitting in the bathroom for anymore, but we're going to use some, in case I just want to use some products from time to time and feel like a beauty influencer of the world. Should I put a hat on? I feel like I should put a hat on because I'm peeling up here. So, I don't really love this hat anymore, but anyway, okay. I mean, I love this hat, but it just doesn't fit my head as much. But yes, this is the same hat that the guy wears in White Lotus too. Okay, so, woo! And then what I do is I whip my fan and I clean and dry my face. No, I don't do that. So anyway, yes, I'm going to do my whole trimming my beard, face routine, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to take a shower. And then, oh, the other thing I've been using lately, my husband uses the Peter Thomas Roth, the eye ones. I have been using these Yes to Cucumber because listen, I have been buying all of these Yes to Cucumber products. And I have to tell you, at first, I did not love them, okay? But now, well, I bought them because I had this one. I have it in here somewhere. And I thought I bought the same one, but I didn't end up buying the same one. Oh, here it is. This is what I thought I bought on Amazon, but it wasn't the right one. The Soothing Eye Gel. I swore by this, okay? But the ones I bought were not the same ones. But now I'm using the Say Yes to products, and I love it so much. And I bought these like iPads, okay? Look, they look like green turds up in this container, right? But I have been using them, and I have to tell you, I absolutely swear by them. But I'm gonna save these, because when I get done with this video, I'm gonna do a cup of coffee face mask from Lush. Has like real coffee grains in it and everything. I love this so much. And then I'm gonna do the eye gels when I get done with my videos and when I get ready. By the way, my favorite hand soap right now is called Beach, and it's by Michelle Design Works, and I got it at this landscaping store up the street that has a lot of like nice house goods and things like that. Okay, so let's talk about Trisha Paytas for a little bit, shall we? Now that you've seen my full morning routine. Cheers! Wasn't that so exciting? That might be my thumbnail. What number was that? At 22. If you watch my review videos and stuff like that, I always like hold up stuff and do my reviews like this. Okay, so maybe we need a really serious pose. Don't want to push all that up. I wonder if like when I do the thumbnail, if it'll remove like my my robe. By the way, my husband and I both have those, and they are like oh my god, it's a gray hoodie sweatshirt. I should be wearing that today, and I should apologize to the Moose community. But you know what? I don't want to stand up and give you guys a full body shot. Okay, so anyway, I guess this is done. We can like throw that out. So anyway. I'll put it in the recycle. So anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, Trisha Paytas. So Trisha Paytas did this podcast, and at about the hour mark, her and Oscar start talking about Colleen Ballinger. And the reason they start talking about her is because, well, it's very obvious that Trisha Paytas is still watching Colleen Ballinger very, very closely. Why wouldn't she? I don't know. She was directly affected by Colleen Ballinger. So Oscar's talking about somebody that he was watching. Like, you're talking about like sponsorships of podcasts and things like that. And he was talking about somebody, it was like such, okay, it was such an obvious segue that was not supposed to be obvious. But he's like, I was watching somebody talking about somebody, I couldn't really tell if it was like supposed to be a joke that didn't land well, or if it was like supposed to be like a funny haha segue, but I couldn't really tell, to be honest with you. But anyway, he's talking about somebody coming out with a podcast, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, it's Colleen. Because Colleen had mentioned that she's most likely coming back with her podcast. Okay, I'm very confused about Colleen Ballinger coming out with a podcast. I mean, she can hardly hit 100K on a vlog these days. And now that the holidays are over, she's not really posting as often anyway. When she is, she's playing the victim. So what's her podcast going to be called? Hi, I'm Colleen and I'm a victim and everybody mistreated me. Even though there's evidence out there to prove to the contrary that I'm a monster. I don't really know what that podcast is going to be called, okay? I'm a monster and I'm going to have all my monster friends on here as co-hosts. And I don't know, like, what's her podcast going to be about? Her rocks? Who's listening to Colleen Ballinger fucking talk about rocks, okay, at nauseum? I know I'm not going to, okay? So just send me the audio clips of things I need to talk about where she talks about she didn't know why she was ruined over made-up stories. But we're going to get to that in a second. So I actually have many, many notes, okay, about this this video. So, oh my God, my glasses are so dirty. They're so dirty. I've been watching Brittany so long now on Vanderpump Rules. I'm starting to talk like Brittany from Kentucky. So anyway, if you didn't make it to the end of my video yesterday, by the way, Brittany says in her video, y'all know I love, well, I don't love her, but I love that she said, name them. Sutton Stracke and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Well, Brittany on season 5, her and Jax get in a fight. Okay, this is years ago, right? I think it was 2015 or 16. Her and Jax get into a fight, and he says, well, you, like, have done all this horrible stuff to me. And she goes, name it. I'm like, oh my God, Brittany is the original Sutton Stracke, and she's not getting any credit for it. So I think she deserves credit for it. Okay, so anyway, well, I gotta get to, I kind of split my notes up. I started taking some, and then I went down here. Okay, so they start talking about Colleen Ballinger possibly doing a podcast, and Trisha's talking about whether or not she's going to get sponsors and wondering, like, who's going to sponsor Trisha, or who's going to sponsor Colleen Ballinger, blah, 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 after everything she's done. And there's evidence out there, and there's factual evidence, and who would sponsor her without doing their, you know, their own thing. And it's interesting because she says in there that she would never, like, reach out to somebody and, like, you know, take away their sponsorship or anything like that. But she thinks that there's people that are not deserving of sponsorships for things that they've done. I'm not saying that I completely disagree with that, okay? But I also think that that's a business transaction between Colleen Ballinger and whoever wants to sponsor her, who is a complete idiot, all right? Because we know this. And I kind of wondered if, like, Trisha wasn't putting this out there in the world because she's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not getting my hands dirty on this, okay? But she says in there, like, I hope that they would do the research. And so it's like, as soon as Colleen Ballinger comes out with a podcast and it's sponsored by somebody, okay, everybody's going to come to this company. Let's just say, well, let's not give an example, but let's just say if it's company XYZ, okay, and they come out and they sponsor Colleen Ballinger, do you not think that company is going to be inundated with people saying, you didn't do your research, she's this, she's that, there's evidence, blah, blah, blah. I mean, everybody's going to come out of the woodwork and say that, right? Okay. So it will be interesting to see who does sponsor Colleen Ballinger. Now, I'm going to make a lot of comparison studies between James Charles and Colleen Ballinger because why the fuck not? I've done it this whole summer, okay? And I think it's an appropriate comparison. You know, Colleen Ballinger had all these allegations come out with factual evidence. She has denied it completely. James Charles had very similar allegations. Okay? To some degree, I think worse, you know, because he even came out and apologized to his victims, for having these inappropriate conversations with minors, sexual inappropriate conversations with minors. Colleen Ballinger had inappropriate conversations with minors. His were like, okay, beyond. Then he took the video down, and yet James Charles still gets sponsorships. James Charles has a brand that just came out. James Charles is surrounded by people that endorse him and support him, and we're going to talk about that in just a second, okay? So I think the comparison between James Charles and Colleen Ballinger is very, very similar. And it's interesting to me that people in 2024, you can literally lay the stories side by side and see that they're very similar, right? I have no end game with this. I think that, you know, it's going to fall how it's going to fall. My job over here is just to share with you what's going on and give my opinion, okay? Why people can look at what's going on with Colleen Ballinger and be like, she is this horrific liar, manipulator, horrible person, but they don't hold that same standard as James Charles, is exactly why James Charles has the platform that he has today, which is exactly why he has the sponsorships today, and people continue to surround themselves with him, okay? Yes, because like Trisha Paytas says about Colleen Ballinger, there were no repercussions, okay? And Trisha goes in this whole thing talking about repercussions, and it's like, does Colleen feel like she can come out and play the victim because there were no repercussions? Or does she really, and that's what makes her feel like she is innocent or whatever? I don't really think that's it with Colleen or with James Charles. I think literally they think they got away with it. Nobody pressed charges. Nobody filed any civil lawsuits, including Trisha. Nobody did anything, okay? So Colleen Ballinger knows it is completely safe for her to come back online and to the few fans that she still has. Because this is the other thing. When you look at her views, you got to remember this, right? Like, not all 100,000, 70,000 views are fans. They are people looking to see if she's going to trip up. So a good third to a half of those people that are watching her videos are Colleen Ballinger, people that hold, like, I don't even want to use the word hater because I don't think it's appropriate. They're people that want to hold her accountable, right? So they're watching everything that she says. So her views of her fans, I think the other 20% or 30% are people that are kind of hanging on to see if she does take any. The camera stopped. I can't believe I'm at the 30-minute mark already. I think the other 20 to 30% are people that are like holding on. They've watched Colleen for a long time and they're wanting to see if Colleen Ballinger is going to change, right? So that really means that out of that 70 to 100,000 she's getting per video, 10 to 20% of those people are actual real diehard fans, okay? Probably 50 to 75% of that are under the age of 16. So that's who the fans are that you're dealing with when you're dealing with the support of Colleen Ballinger, okay? But I don't know that I think that Colleen Ballinger or James Charles in their head, laying their head down on the pillow at night, think that they're innocent. I think they got away with it. And the reason they think they got away with it is because they still have careers. They weren't canceled, even though they want to say they were canceled and joke about it. Okay, James Charles had the audacity to come out in this article titled, "Please Uncancel Me." Can you explain to me when you were canceled? Can you explain to me when you were forced to sell your $10 million home? You said it was $10 million. That your parents, whose house you bought for them, that they were forced to sell their home. That you were forced to sell your cars. That you were forced to give away or sell all of your atrocious clothing, okay? That you weren't able to come out with a new brand, all right? That you weren't able to sell that brand. Allegedly, you said sold out of it, okay? Still getting millions of views on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. That's not a cancellation, okay? I don't know how you guys define cancellation, but I said this in a video recently, so I'll say it again. Like, with these people like Shane Dawson, James Charles, all these people, okay, that want to complain about cancellation. Cancellation to me is you literally have no platform on any form of social media anymore. Nobody wants anything to do with you. You have no friend group. Nobody is standing beside you because your reputation is so ruined at this point, okay? You can't get a job anywhere, even at Burger King, okay? Nobody even wants you anywhere. That's literal cancellation, okay? When you are like so effed that you are like, how the hell am I going to pay the bills? So when you're crying a river, okay, with $30 million sitting in the bank, 2 homes in 2 different states, a $10 million home in Los Angeles, come out with your own cosmetic brand, okay, with several launches, getting millions of views, or a ranch in California and a farm in Colorado with working animals on there, crying me a river to the person that is working 3 jobs, standing on their feet for 12 to 15 hours a day, just trying to put food on the table for their kids. Okay, and you have the audacity to come out and complain about being canceled over shit that you did when these people are working their ass off and have supported you and bought your bullshit for years. And people don't think that they owe them any explanation. They don't owe you anything. The fuck they don't. Don't even start with me. It's too early in the day. I think they do owe their fans that have put money in their pockets so they can sit in those mansions and complain about being canceled. That's what I think. And Colleen Ballinger is one of those people, okay? A 36, 37-year-old woman sitting in a house playing with rocks, okay? Playing house, acting like 2023 was the worst year of her entire life. Girl, seriously? I mean, you've had some pretty traumatic things happen in your life. Like, I don't want to name them, okay? I'm not going to name them. But you actually had a lot of control over the outcome of how that situation played out. So if you have anybody to blame over 2023 being the worst year of your life, it's you, Colleen. You're the one to blame. At any point, you could have stopped it. At any point, you could have come out and taken accountability for it. At any point, you could have done the right thing. At any point, you could have come out and privately and publicly apologized to Adam McIntyre and his parents, and he would have shut up about it, okay? You chose to sit and continue to victimize yourself. So no, I don't feel sorry for you, not one bit. So this is how the whole conversation gets started on Trisha's podcast. I'm talking about sponsors and things like that. She then addresses the part where Colleen says that she lost a Broadway show because of a made-up story. And Trisha starts going off, right? And Trisha's like, made-up story? And I have to say, like, much props to Trisha Paytas for actually naming the victims, okay? She names, Becky, she names Adam, she names the other victims in there. Actually naming these people, humanizing the victims of Colleen Ballinger. And Trisha Paytas is a victim of Colleen Ballinger as well, right? And actually humanizing them and giving merit to their story, because Colleen Ballinger can't do that. And the reality is, the majority of her friends can't do that either, you know? And I know this is not a popular opinion, and so be it, I don't really care. But whatever that statement was that Rosanna Pansino came out with, that was a cover my ass mentality, because right after that was when Colleen Ballinger came back with her vlogs. I think Rosanna Pansino knew that. I think she had been talking to Colleen Ballinger behind the scenes, and she was like, girl, if you're going to come back, I'm going to have to distance myself from you, because I am not ruining my cake, bacon, purity reputation over the fact that you're going to come back to YouTube, and then I'm going to be ruined by it. And no, that's not going to happen. So she came out and said something. I'm glad that Rosanna Pansino came out and said something. I really am glad. Because the reality is, not many people have come out and said something. Trisha Paytas says in this podcast that Joey Graphea reached out to her early on when the allegations first came out and said he didn't know what to do. So that lets us know, and this is where Trisha Paytas is very calculated, okay? She is smarter than people give her credit for. She put that piece in there because she knows what she's doing, all right? Trust me, okay? If she were sitting right here and the camera was off, she would say, you're 100% right. She puts in there that Joey Graphea reached out to her early on because he didn't know what to do and she didn't know what to do and whatever, right? She involves herself in that story. But if you're watching it closely, what you catch is Trisha Paytas just said that Joey Graphea early on was talking about these allegations and didn't know what the fuck to do about them, right? I'm like, my ears popped up like Scooby-Doo. I'm like, oh, so Joey Graphea has been talking behind the scenes about this all along, but chose to unfollow Colleen Ballinger 2 to 3 months after the fact, after Daniel Prada, his ex, came out and spoke about it, okay? Still has never publicly spoke about his best friend, Colleen Ballinger, his best friend that he's done hundreds of videos with, and is actually having one of Colleen Ballinger's biggest defenders, JoJo Siwa, in videos of his, and actually, who Trisha openly disses on her podcast, JoJo Siwa. Joey Graphea has JoJo Siwa in multiple videos within the last 2 months on his channel, okay? Pick a lesbian out of the line. So stereotypical, it's so offensive to the LGBTQIA plus community, all right? You are no role model for me whatsoever in that community, Joey Graphea, okay? And it has Manny MUA in his videos, who's another predator protector, and they're both friends with James Charles. So send me a fucking river, and this was Trisha Paytas being like, y'all need to listen. Joey Graphea, he's known about this for a while, and ain't nobody talking about Joey Graphea. Well, I've talked about Joey Graphea for a long time, and ain't nobody demanded that Joey Graphea come out and talk. Why not? Why is Joey Graphea so protected? He had this woman on Escape the Night. Now, they didn't have no problem coming for Gabby Hanna when Gabby Hanna was saying all this shit about the Escape the Night, but they can't come and say one thing. Daniel Prada put it in 6 minutes and said he would do better, and then turned around and hung out with James Charles, a self-proclaimed predator. Is that doing better, Daniel Prada? I'm confused, okay? And Joey Graphea, his ex, which means he was talking to Daniel, he was talking to Trisha, he was talking to all these people. So he knew when those nudes came out. What's Joey Graphea afraid of? Does he know that Trisha Paytas knows and that Colleen Ballinger knows that he was at those viewing parties, which Trisha references in this podcast? She calls those people weirdo people, weird people that were at those viewing parties of her OnlyFans, okay? I agree with her. They are weird people. That y'all would sit around and watch somebody that you interact with and act friendly to their face and watch their sex tapes on there. That is so disgusting on a level that is like unimaginable to me, you know? Like, it's unbelievable to me. And I think that's why they're all afraid of Colleen Ballinger, because if Colleen Ballinger is pushed into a corner, we've already seen her. She's come from these kids, okay, that came out and shared their truth. What do you think she's going to do to her colleagues that don't have her back anymore? You know, I can tell you who wasn't at that viewing party. Trisha Paytas, because they were her nudes. And I'll tell you who else wasn't at that party. Rosanna Pansino, because Rosanna Pansino came out and had enough nerve to talk about it. And good for her for talking about it. Do I think that there was kind of hidden motives behind the scenes because she knew that she was coming back? Yes. But if I thought Rosanna Pansino was at those viewing parties, I can tell you right now, Rosanna Pansino wouldn't have been talking about that at all, okay? The people that are staying silent are the people that either knew Colleen Ballinger was doing this, or they are the people. I don't think that they have anything to gain, because I don't think that they think that Colleen Ballinger is ever going to have a career where they're going to benefit off of it. For a long time, I thought that, okay? But I don't think that anymore. So the people that are staying silent are people that are implicated in this with Colleen Ballinger. So pay very close attention to that. Joey Graphea. Why you unfollowed her silently in the middle of the night? We all noticed it, and we're like, oh, applauding Joey Graphea for unfollowing his friend. that he literally bankrolled videos off of. You can't come out and speak about that person. Oh, but fucking 5 years ago, drama channels were demanded to come out and talk about people, and we did. And these were people we didn't even make videos with or interact with or even knew other than a DM or two, and we were demanded to come out and talk about that. But Joey Graphea and all of her other good Judies, they never needed to come out and talk about it. Well, they don't have to come out and talk about it. Well, I'll tell you right now, don't you ever demand for me to come out and talk about nothing ever again, because I am not going to. Peter Monn's going to talk about what Peter fucking Monn wants to talk about on this channel. And if you ever demand it from me, what I'm going to say is, I'm following the rule of Joey Graphea, and he's the golden boy of YouTube, so I don't have to talk about nothing. Okay? You go call him up, and when Joey Graphea comes out and talks about Colleen Ballinger, then Peter Monn will start addressing stuff too. No, fuck that noise. We're done with them days, okay? And I'm glad. Trisha Paytas says in this podcast, she goes, as long as Colleen Ballinger continues to play like she's the victim and continues to talk about lies and made-up stories, I'm going to continue to talk about it. And I'm sitting there watching this video, and I'm like, all right, Trisha, congratulations. Good for you, girl. Because I'm going to keep on talking about it, too. Because we need to keep this story alive for the victims, okay? That don't have a voice. And if more people on the level of Trisha Paytas and her platform, she says it on there. I have a platform. I got to keep talking about this. She gets it, right? She gets it. And this is the other thing, is that Trisha knows by talking about it, she is going to get so many people throwing up her past in her face, and she doesn't let that deter her. She keeps on talking about it, all right? Even when people will say, oh yeah, well Trisha's talking about it because then it takes away attention from her past. People have been throwing stuff up in Trisha Paytas' past, including myself, for years, okay? She knows she's going to get that by coming out and talking about Colleen Ballinger, and yet she won't back down because she feels like it's the right thing to do. And I congratulate her on that. Trisha, I'm not going away talking about, and I'm not going to stop talking about Colleen Ballinger either, okay? Because I think it's important for the victims. It's important for the victims. So, anyway, send me my cease and desist, Colleen. I'll rip it up right on video, and I'll say, this is for the fucking victims. That's what I'll say, okay? Since you can't say their names, I'll say them for you, all of them, okay? On video for you, Colleen, since you're so afraid. You want to talk about made-up stories. I'm sitting there watching this grown-ass adult woman that can't even say their names. Say their names. You know? If they're such liars and making up stories, say their names. You know? Trust me, I've had some people making up stories about me. Okay? And if they were public figures, I would say their names. All right? So, who are these people? They're now coming out and talking about it. Everybody in the world knows Adam's name, Becky's name, Oliver's name. Everybody knows these people's name. You can't say their name in a video? That alone, okay, implies guilt, just so you know. You're not even willing to say their names, but you'll talk about made-up stories. What made-up stories, girl? Like I said in my other video, the green face versus the black face, that's the reason why you lost that Broadway show. Girl, get the fuck out of here with that. I ain't buying that. No, I'm not buying that at all. And you know what? And Trisha Paytas and her co-host Oscar, they fried you in this podcast, okay? And deservedly so. Rightfully so. So then Trisha goes on and she says her believing, since there were no repercussions, therefore she's innocent. I already addressed that, but basically what I think I know that Trisha is thinking that way, but I don't think that. I think that Colleen Ballinger and James Charles both think they got away with it. Because they did get away with it. They still have platforms. They're still making videos. You know what? Colleen Ballinger is making $1 million less a year than she was making before. Okay, cry me a fucking river, Colleen. You got enough money saved. You can never have to work another day in your life. Then Trisha talks about her weirdo friends at her watch party. This is where I kind of like live for the way that Trisha Paytas says stuff, because she says stuff kind of similar to how I do sometimes. And she's like, her weird friends at them weirdo watch parties. Girl, you can call me up. We'll just kiki about this shit online, because I love talking about this stuff, okay? Because I agree with you. I think they're all fucking weirdos. And that's why they don't want to come out and they don't want to denounce Colleen. Because the day may come that Colleen Ballinger has to throw under the bus every single person that stood by her, okay? And they know that their name's on that list. And they know that once Colleen comes out, she gets back into her corner and she's like, I got nothing fucking to lose. You think she ain't gonna throw out everybody's name there at those watch parties? You ain't think they're shivering in their boots? That they're gonna lose their careers they built for 10 years? Because this is what's going to happen. The fans of Colleen Ballinger are going to come for those people so hard and say, you let Colleen roast and you never took responsibility for it. And the people that want to hold Colleen Ballinger accountable are going to hold those people accountable too. And the victims are going to have even more to say about it. So those people are going to get hit harder than Colleen Ballinger. This is why months ago I said they should come out right now and speak about it. Okay? They're stupid. They're stupid. They're all sitting behind the scenes, talking on the phone, texting each other, what should we do? What should we do? You're all fucking grown adults. You're all over the age of 30. Don't you know the right thing to do? Like, we learned that before we got on the bus for kindergarten, okay? We learned that. We learned that when you made fun of somebody in class and your teacher marches you up to that person and says, say you're sorry for talking about it behind your back, okay? Y'all can't do that because you're so fucking worried about your purity careers. We see it. We see you going to James Charles launches. You don't give a shit about predators. You are okay with predators as long as they help build your career. Isn't that right? And then what you do is you say that they're not friends anymore. They're just professional relationships. Daniel Prada, I'm looking at you, okay? Professional relationships, my ass. Do you have a real friend? Can you name one real friend? Laura Lee? Oh, she's a predator protector too. Manny MUA? He's a predator protector too. A predator protector that was in a face reveal of one of the biggest drama channels around. Ain't nobody got no issue with that? Give me a fucking break. This stuff is unbelievable to me, okay? Trisha goes on to say that as long as Colleen acts like she did nothing wrong and she's just a victim, that Trisha will keep on talking about it. And I think amen to that. And I said in here that I love that Trisha can say all the victims' names when Colleen won't. Colleen won't say their names, right? And then it goes this whole thing, and Oscar and Trisha are talking about, I didn't make that face about that. I'm making my face because my leg is cramping up, okay? Because I'm sitting on this little stool that, listen, I do my whole face routine standing up, okay? She then goes on to say, Oscar says you can't rewrite the narrative. And that's literally also what James Charles did, though, right? The one thing that's interesting to me is that they talk a lot in this podcast about the fact that all these people disowned Colleen Ballinger, her friends disowned her. Did they? An unfollow on Instagram means a disownment? I don't believe that. I believe a lot of these people unfollowed her on Instagram and are still talking to her behind the scenes. And they said to her, we have to do this for public favor. I think that's what's going on. I think Trisha knows that as well. I think this is like Trisha Paytas putting kind of some Easter eggs out there to people that she knows are still supportive of Colleen Ballinger, saying, listen, I ain't gonna stop talking about this, so you either do the right thing or I'm coming for you next. I'm gonna say your name. Because she dropped Joey Graceffa's name today, and I don't remember the last time she's done that, okay? So that was kind of surprising to me, and that was kind of like, listen, y'all aren't going to deal with this. I mean, to be honest with you, I've never understood why Trisha Paytas didn't press charges. I've never understood that. I mean, she's got written confirmation in an email, which they talk about in here, from Colleen Ballinger apologizing to her, which is written confirmation that she did this, okay? In an email, there's a paper trail of it. She's got other people saying that evidence of the fact that I have never understood why Trisha Paytas, I mean, maybe she didn't want some lawsuit with Colleen Ballinger, she didn't want the hate that she was going to get from it, I don't know, you know, but anyway. But what's interesting to me is that they always are forever shouting out Spill Sesh in their channel. So here's my question to you, right? And maybe it's because Trisha Paytas has had, you know, Terry Joe and other, you know, Tana Mojo and other James Charles supporters and friends and collaborators in her podcast before. But I don't understand how, okay. And whenever I say anything about this, I always get, y'all, you are so jealous. Listen, I am not jealous. I am ready to go on my cousin Fun Day. I love hanging out watching Vanderpump Rules. I love making my own schedule. I don't want to be no fucking Barbara Walters or Andy Cohen, okay? Maybe I thought that back in the day. I don't want that today. I love living in my house with my husband and my dog and watching reality shows and hanging out with my good Judy Tanya Jean and going places with my cousin Caroline. I would not want that life, okay? I think it was such a piss poor move to get in a video that you claim is your biggest video ever, and your full circle moment was having a predator protector in your video. I think it was so, and you never come out and address it. You're literally a drama commentary channel that focuses on people coming out and addressing their mistakes, and you don't even address it. You never say anything about it, right? Oh, but that's right, because you have Manny MUA as your face reveal person who came out in a podcast, defended Colleen Ballinger, don't forget that, defended Colleen Ballinger, took the podcast down, and he and Laura never addressed it, okay? Oh, the same Manny MUA that is now saying he would never be friends with somebody that doesn't disclose affiliate ads or doesn't disclose sponsorships. Did y'all see that podcast? Somebody sent me that clip. I'm like, Manny, you don't disclose appropriately. Laura doesn't disclose appropriately. Who are you talking about, girl? I think Dustin called this video, Laura Lee, the call is coming from inside the house. So you are a drama commentary channel that is covering this stuff and trying to bring attention to the true story of the victims, right? Okay, you've talked non-stop about James Charles on your channel, gotten hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views over that, okay? I talked about Colleen Ballinger, and you have somebody in your biggest video ever that defended Colleen Ballinger, took the video down, and never addressed it to this day, okay? Who is also one of James Charles' closest friends and biggest protectors. Professional or not, okay? He aligns himself with James Charles. So you have in your biggest video ever, okay, on your channel, somebody that is closely aligned and defended two of the biggest predators that we have ever seen on YouTube, James Charles and Colleen Ballinger. And you're okay with that as a drama commentary channel? And your audience is okay with that? When we were getting beaten up about pallets 5 years ago? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. And then Trisha and Oscar constantly talk about Spill Session, watching Spill Session's videos. Well, you're welcome. She gets all of her information from the rest of us that are getting 10, 12,000 views. I mean, that ain't nothing new. We were doing that 7 years ago. Somebody make a video and the rest of us would make the following video. But we would call each other and be like, do you care if I make this video? Got all of my information. No, I don't care. I used to credit people in my videos. Now we just do it, right? But girl, you don't need to be stealing my stuff, okay? You can come up with your own ideas and your own opinions. You don't share your opinion in your video, right? I forgot about that. But anyway, I think it's interesting to me that they shout out her videos so much, but and they have such issues with Colleen Ballinger, but you got a drama commentary channel. Trisha Paytas has made it very clear how she feels about drama commentary channels, okay? But you're shouting out a drama commentary channel, the one drama commentary channel, the only one out there, okay, that has a Colleen Ballinger, James Charles defender in her videos. You take such issue with this that y'all constantly are shouting out her videos. In fact, she even said she wanted to go on your podcast in that face reveal. So at this point, I'm kind of like, okay, does Trisha and Oscar really care about the issue or do they don't? Because if they really cared about the issue, they wouldn't be shouting out Spill Sesh, who had Manny MUA, who has defended Colleen Ballinger and James Charles. Okay, now, I done said months ago, okay, when this whole video came out, or a month ago, or whatever, I said all she needed to do was come out in the video and say maybe it was a poor choice. But I'm holding to what I did, okay? I'd have mad respect for anybody that wanted to do that, all right? We've all fucked up and made mistakes in our life. But that was a poor choice, especially coming from a drama commentary channel, and we have been held a lot higher to a lot less. And then you got this person that is gunning so hard for Colleen Ballinger and JoJo Siwa, but you literally had another predator protector of Colleen Ballinger's and James Charles in your video, and you guys are shouting. Make that make sense to me. Trisha, I don't understand that at all. Okay, you might want to rethink your stance on some of these people. So then she goes in and talk about the Joy Graphea thing. I already talked about that. How he reached out to her early on, not knowing what to do. What do you mean you don't know what to do? Joy Graphea, you are over 30 years old, okay? I know that your entire channel, you don't know how to pick a gay guy out of a line, and you don't know how to pick a lesbian out of a line. That's what your channel is now, which is so offensive to LGBTQIA plus community, okay? That you are basing what a person's sexuality is based on stereotypes, okay? Something that as a 51-year-old proud gay man have fought my entire life for another gay man in that community to get in a video, not to mention several videos you've made at your channel now, okay, and pick these people, guess the gay man out of a line based on stereotypes. And yes, I did watch the video to see if that was what you were doing, okay? Yes, that is my mom. Y'all remember that video back in the day? Oh my God, I lived for that video. But anyway, it's a bad look, okay? All you care about is the money and the views in your career. And that is why you are that is why you and Daniel are like raising dogs with my ex. Be done with your ex, okay? Why? Why'd y'all ever break up if you're going to raise fucking dogs together? Can you make that make sense? Oh, you never came out and talked about why you guys broke up. You just fell out of love. You fell out of love. That was all to keep up stakes, okay? Just so you know, somebody that I might be talking about has also said that there were a lot of fake relationships on YouTube, and when I mentioned you, they didn't have a whole lot to say about that, okay? But several people have told me about that. Now, I'm still waiting for that cease and desist and that lawsuit, okay, from Daniel Prada and Joy Graphea when I came out in multiple videos and said that their relationship was fake. Oh my God, the Daniels cannot handle that, okay? So you got you a fake relationship for views and subscribers, okay? You got a friendship with Colleen Ballinger that you won't come out and talk about it when she has literally shown her ass all over the internet, okay? You won't come out and talk about that. You're calling Trisha Paytas and other people asking, what should we do? What should we do? And all this kind of stuff. Girl, you are so problematic. You did a video years ago called The Only Drama I've Ever Been In. Girl, you are in hot water, okay? Joy Graphea, you need to come out and address this Colleen Ballinger shit. You are her closest friend, period, in the story. If anybody should come out and talk about Colleen Ballinger, it's Joy Graphea. And then all the Daniels come here and they go, no, he doesn't have to talk about it. Why wouldn't you want him to? If I adored somebody on that level, I would want to know what the fuck they thought about their closest friend that was doing these things to minors. I would want to know. And then I would make my decision after that, okay? But you adore these people and you guys give them excuses and make up excuses. I'm talking not to the 99% of the people that are watching my videos. I'm talking to the 1% of you Janiels out there and you Colleen Ballinger super fans that just happened to come across this video, okay? You got 25 minutes of a get ready with me. You're welcome, all right? But that 1% out there, you make up excuses and say things about, they don't even make no sense, girl. The next thing you'll say is, well, Colleen Ballinger, that rock, she's been playing with rocks, and it's been found out scientifically that when you play with rocks, it confuses you, and then you start lying, and that's why she's saying it. Girl, go. Blow it out your ass. Seriously, with these excuses y'all make for influencers, I do not get it. Like I said, not the 99.9% of the people that watch my videos. For you, I love y'all, okay? Because you see the truth how it is. So anyway, she goes on about this whole thing, and Joey has never come out and spoke and whatever. And I put on here, we're not privy to those conversations, so until he does, we have to assume he still stands with Colleen Ballinger, right? Like, this is the first I've ever heard of Joey Graphea talking to anybody behind the scenes about Colleen Ballinger. So until he decides to come out and share that, we don't know what Joey Graphea's stance is on Colleen Ballinger, you know? And then, he and his ex still stand with James Charles. And this is the other thing, is like, why are the same people who are public figures online who are outright outraged with Colleen Ballinger, but you're okay with James Charles? Like, make that make sense to me, right? Oh, because Colleen Ballinger right now, her career is suffering, so it's popular to come out against her because you don't want your career to suffer at the hands of Colleen Ballinger, but James Charles' career isn't suffering, so it's okay to stand behind a predator. What are y'all going to have to say the next time James Charles gets caught in a scandal? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Okay? So we'll find out one of these days. And then talking about people disowning her, but like you're having some of these people on your podcast, Trisha, that are like siding with supporting James Charles. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense, right? And he's a self-proclaimed predator with minors and victims, in his own words. The same things you came out and said that was so horrific about Colleen Ballinger, James Charles has done those same things. Now, I know Trisha Paytas has come out and spoken against James Charles. I know that, all right? But she also rides hard for Tana Moja. She's riding hard for other people that are supportive of, whatever. And always feel, I don't get it. It's like, okay, well, what side do you stand on? And then Trisha said something about all her friends wrote her off. Did they? I mean, we don't know. Did they? I'm not aware of that. Rosanna Pansino came in and spoke about it. Trisha Paytas is done with her, and rightfully so. I totally understand why Trisha Paytas is done with her. I would have been second one, okay? And some of these people have unfollowed her on whatever, but have most of these people come out and publicly spoken about it? No, and why wouldn't they? That's what I don't understand. People always want to say, well, they don't have to. Why would you want to? Why would you want to come out and speak and make your stance clear on why you don't stand with this person? Like, that to me is so weird. Like, I don't even understand that. So, mad props to Trisha for coming out and speaking about this and continuing to speak about it. Because one of the thing that people say is, well, Trisha said in her very first video she was never going to talk about Colleen Ballinger again. Well, she changed her mind. You can change your mind as moment's notice. My best Judy Tawny Jean says that all the time. Trisha changed her mind. Now she feels like it's important to continue to talk about it. I congratulate her on that. I think she should. I think more people should talk about it. So, and I wonder what Trisha Paytas has got on some of these people, because as long as I've known Trisha Paytas, she's got a lot on people, right? She goes on to talk about this email confirming what happened with Colleen apology after she lied. Girl, read the email online. Has she ever done that online? I don't know. Put a nail on that, Give the email to Adam McIntyre. Let him read the email from Colleen Ballinger and respond to it. Give it to somebody with massive attention who people are watching. Give it to Spill Sesh. Y'all love Spill Sesh so much. Give it to Spill Sesh. Give her the email that Colleen wrote you. Let her address it online. Let somebody address it. Let somebody address that, I mean, the email has been it's been referenced, but let somebody know what's in it. Is there a reason why she can't read an email that she received? I mean, I don't know of any legal, maybe there is, and I'm not aware of that. But girl, I get online quickness and read that email with quickness. So anyway, that's what Trisha Paytas had to say. But I have to tell you right now, I'm glad that she's continuing to talk about it. And Oscar said something about, he always leaves it to the end of the Colleen Ballinger, or the end of the podcast to talk about Colleen Ballinger. Come right out of the gate, girl, and talk about it. If it were me and you want to get the views, what I would do is I'd start with Colleen Ballinger, put her in the middle, and put her at the end. Girl, that's what I would do. People are going to come there and listen to what you have to say because you are a first-hand victim of all this, Trisha. And you know the inside knowledge of everybody behind the scenes. She also slipped in Shane's name in there. I thought that was interesting too. She slips this stuff in there. She's so smart with this stuff. She slips it in there real quick. So you got to listen very carefully to catch it. Then she'll never address it again. She just lets the drama channels come out there and say something about it. You know, the stuff that Trisha never wanted to come out back in the day were the things that we would talk about. Then she would come out and address it. She's going to come out and address this stuff again because she wants it to be heard, right? She wants Joey Graceffa to be worried in his boots. Because then maybe Joey Graceffa will come out and do the right thing, you know? She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's... Good, I'm glad. I'm glad that she's doing it. I'm glad that somebody's coming out and speaking about it on a level, on a platform like Trisha Paytas. Says more of them should be coming out and speaking about it. Then maybe Colleen Ballinger wouldn't have a career. The reason Oscar says in there, like, why, you know, is she able to continue to have this... Oh my God, I'm at the hour mark. Oscar says something in there. I actually, hold on a second. I took notes on this, so I do have this written down. So let me look and see. Oscar said something to the effect of, why does she still, how can you completely rewrite the narrative? Well, she has fans that are accepting the narrative and will believe it, and not enough people have called her out. So, Oscar, I think that's a fair question, all right? How can Colleen Ballinger rewrite the narrative? But one of the things that you have to look at, and why the story of James Charles is so important to the story of Colleen Ballinger, right, is when people ask things like, how does Colleen Ballinger have a platform? How is Colleen Ballinger even possibly talking about coming out with a podcast? How is Colleen Ballinger even hinting at the fact that she might go on tour sometime again? How is Colleen Ballinger going to get sponsors for this podcast, right? How is she able to rewrite history and rewrite the narrative? I think it's a fantastic question that Oscar and Trisha addressed in this podcast. I think it's fantastic. But the example of that is James Charles, okay? And the reason that James Charles is able to have his platform today is multi-leveled, okay? It was articles that have come out in defense of him. It's people forgetting the story. It's him coming back slowly after taking 6 months. It's him taking down that video and people never holding him accountable for it, okay? And just kind of forgetting that the video came out. He rewrote history. He had the holding myself accountable video, took it down, and put up the open conversation video where he blamed Deaf Noodles. And listen, Deaf Noodles did a lot of destruction to that whole story, okay? By addressing all the fake stories when we should have just kept it to the truth, okay? And there were other people that were doing that too. But now people only remember that video. They don't remember the holding myself accountable video. The other thing about it is that none of the at that time, okay? If you have to remember when the story first came out, everybody, every major celebrity, I made all those videos, was unfollowing James Charles. He lost 3 million subscribers overnight. Put up his video, got all 3 million subscribers back, right? Now he's doing videos with this celebrity. This celebrity's wearing his makeup. This person, whatever. And why? Because he's got a bunch of people around him, makeup artists, major makeup brands. He's got YouTuber, influencer friends. They all support James Charles and act like he's not a person. I don't like bad person. I literally, to be honest with you, I do not know how you sit there over Chipotle and look at James Charles and you're not just like baffled, but like, I mean, I would look at him and be like, girl, first of all, I don't know why I'm sitting here because I have nothing to talk to you about because I don't respect you. I don't respect you for what you did, but number two, I don't respect you for ever coming out and addressing it and owning it and actually getting some help, okay? Because you need help, because you don't think that anything that you did was wrong, all right? Because that whole PR move of that holding myself accountable video, if you really felt so truly about that, you would have left the fucking video up, but you took it down, okay? So I don't even know why I'm sitting at Chipotle having dinner with you when I know that you're still doing the same thing, okay? Oh, but I guess I'll let my career exceed because of you and be in PR videos with you. People want to know why Colleen Ballinger is able to rewrite history and rewrite the narrative. Okay? It's because of the people around her, all right? It's the circle of power that she has around her that none of these people, besides Rosanna Pansino and Trisha Paytas that are on her level, are coming out and addressing it, just like they did with James Charles. And they slowly started going, if you remember back in the day, none of those people were hanging out with James Charles, none of them. They slowly started hanging out with James Charles. Birthday dinners, launches, photo shoots, pictures, things like that, right? Now they're full-on friends with them. That's how he has a platform today. That's how he's got a huge platform today. 20 million followers on YouTube. Tons, millions of followers on TikTok and Instagram. he rewrote history, and people believed it. And people believed it because of the people surrounding him. So if we continue to endorse the people that are surrounding James Charles and Colleen Ballinger, then people will continue to believe them. They'll say he's okay. They'll say she's okay. She'll be able to rewrite history, and in 3 to 4 years, she'll have the platform she had before. And one of these days, okay, somebody's going to get hurt so bad in this whole mix of things that people are going to be forced to take it seriously. And I'm just really happy at this point that that hasn't happened yet. You know, but I'm glad that Trisha's continuing to talk about it. I'm glad that she is, you know. But I also think that the stories of James Charles and Colleen Ballinger need to keep on being spoken about together, because I think that they're both very similar, and I think that we can learn something from the story of James Charles. Every time I talk about James Charles in a video, I get DMs from people, tons of people that are like, how does James Charles still have a platform? Well, I just explained it to you. But then all those people, because this is the problem, right? Like, if I'm fan of Judy Smith, and I love Judy Smith, and Judy Smith is a supporter of James Charles and goes to all of his launches and is friends with him and takes pictures and go to escape rooms with him and things like that, I don't want to lose my love for Judy Smith, okay? I don't want to not be a fan of hers. So I have to support that, right? And say, well, because I cannot not be a fan of Judy Smith. So I have to say, it's not Judy Smith's responsibility. Judy Smith doesn't have to come out and talk about it, because you know she's not going to, all right? So the only way that people can stay fans of these people is if they continue to endorse their behavior. Because if it was somebody that you didn't care about, trust with quickness, people would be coming out and saying, no, they need to come out and speak about this. So it's, you know, it's a bad situation. And this is why they are able to rewrite history, you know? And they don't have to take accountability, they don't have to address anything. And who loses in all of this? The victims. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm going to do my morning routine, even though now it's almost afternoon. Oh, it's only 9:30. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.